Hey everyone, this is a video on installing the Ford Connect simulator. For this video, I'm assuming you already have Node.js installed. If you don't, you can check out my other video on how to do that. And then I also have a video on how to use Git and do the cloning of a repository. So go ahead and check that out too if you haven't. I'm going to open a command prompt here. And let's go ahead and go to the Ford directory. And then under code, we're going to copy that and do a git clone. All right, cool. So at this point, we should have now Ford Connect Sim. Perfect. And so then what you're going to do is npm CI. You don't have to do the CI if you want. You could do npm install. CI just basically will use the information in this package lock to give you the same versions that I had when I was developing the system. Cool. And then you need to set any environment variables that you care about. The only one that's actually required is this Ford client secret. And then if you want to allow the port 3000 to run on the simulator, you also need this Ford sim passphrase and make a cert. Let's go ahead and make the cert and do that. So we're going to right click on here and say open a new tab. Scroll down to the bottom. Download the project. And we'll go ahead and extract that. Oh, sorry. For whatever reason, it's open on another monitor. Perfect. Type in a password. We will use the super secret password of password, which you should not be doing. And then pick a location to save it. We do definitely want to save it where our repository is in the root of our repository. And we'll call it cert. And there you go, it's saved. And now what we need to do is go back to here and we need to set our passphrase environment variable. And so we're going to say Ford sim passphrase hello. And then you also need to set Ford client secret, and that you'll find this value in the introduction mail that you got. So in the introduction mail, if you open this environment variable file, you will find the client secret, and it's probably like t underscore blah 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 blah. Go ahead and copy that in to your Ford underscore client secret. So you're going to do set Ford and you'll need to put in the full value there. Cool. And now we're ready to go ahead and run the app. And you do see the listening and you do see your unique code. That's what you're going to have to use to connect back. We do have an error here, and if you go into troubleshooting, we can see that we have this error, which is our passphrase is not set correctly. If you recall, I set it to hello, and that's not the secret password. So set it to the correct password that you chose when you made the certificate. Perfect. And now you're running on port 3000. Okay, and now if you go back to that mail under Resource Overview, at the bottom of the Resource Overview, you'll see a link to the Ford vehicle, and it's like a couple lines long. So go ahead and click that. Great, and so that pulled up the FordPass login. Type in your username and your password. Choose a vehicle that's compatible. And then depending on whether or not the certificate's good, you may have to do this continue to localhost. And the code parameter was invalid. Okay, let's go back to, we'll press back, try again. Okay, we tried a few times and we keep getting the code parameter was invalid. So if we look at more details in this command window, we can see that we're getting invalid client. The specified client secret does not match the expected value for this client. So in that case, the Ford_client secret we set is not correct. So go back to your email and double check that you copied it without any spaces or anything extra, and try again. So we're going to go ahead and pick Control-C, and we're going to do another one of those Ford client and make sure that you've copied it correctly. And then let's go ahead and we're going to go ahead and run it again. And click refresh. Hopefully it'll work. If it's been longer than 20 minutes, you may have to click back and re-go through the whole login flow. But at this point, we've successfully cloned the vehicle with our FordPass and we're running in the simulator. So great, looks like we got the simulator all set up. One other thing you may want to do is, you saw how we have this special code. That means that for you to be able to authorize, you have to know this code. If you set the Ford Sim, you can go in here and you can see the different environment variables. If you set Ford Sim code to just an asterisk, then it'll accept any code that you provide instead of just the one that's there. Obviously there's security implications, but depending on your scenario, that may come in handy. Hope you found this video helpful.